Nice meeting you. I'm Philippe Normand, Director Global Marketing for Can-Am Off-Road Vehicles.
Good afternoon. I'm Louis Levesque, VP Marketing at BRP.
Wonderful. Well, I guess we won't waste anyone's time. We know that you judges have been in this room for the entire day so far, and so we really appreciate you coming and hearing our presentation. Today we hope to present to you a recommendation that will get your blood pumping. And so, I'd like to start with a story about my brother. My brother Kevin, as a young boy, loved superheroes. In fact, Superman was his favorite. And so sometimes, my parents would find him lying on our bed, fallen fast asleep after a day of romping around with a towel tied around his neck as his cape. There's something about superheroes that excites, that fills men with purpose, that fills us with drive and with energy. And so, ladies and gentlemen, today we'd like to present to you a story about a superhero and his sidekick, the Outlander L.
Now, today we're going to take you through the current situation at BRP, as well as what the target market we're really trying to reach will be. Then we're going to introduce you to our recommendation, your ultimate sidekick, the Outlander L. We'll take you through some finances, show you how we're going to implement it, and finally go through some key takeaways. Now let's start with the current situation at BRP. Now, as you well know, BRP today is the name in high-performance, innovative, quality recreational vehicles. It is synonymous, Sea-Doo and Ski-Doo are synonymous with those two vehicles, and BRP is really the top name in these products. Now, the ATV brand Can-Am is renowned in the ATV market, and this is really the product that we are focusing on today. There has been increased market share in the ATV category since 2007, so this is a market that has a lot of potential, and it has seen increases in these years. And it is really an international product. It's sold in 105 countries. Now, the goals today are really to enter a new market and to do this with a new product, and this new product is the Outlander L. And finally, we want to ensure that we don't cannibalize our current markets. Now, the Outlander is currently selling well, Can-Am sells its products very well, and we don't want to really affect these markets so much as enter a new one. Now, let's talk about the opportunity by introducing the new Outlander L at a lower price point with the Your Ultimate Sidekick marketing campaign. BRP will succeed in expanding its Can-Am product line, appealing to a new ATV market, and all while achieving a market share of 7% by the end of 2016. The Outlander L is this new product. It's a mid-level ATV product. Currently, we do sell a very high-performance ATV product with the Can-Am products. This is more of a mid-level, less powerful, but still with the same important features at a lower price point. It's going to be sold in a new market. These are customers who really seek that value added. They want more than just this high-performance, adrenaline-pumping vehicle. They want to be sure that their purchase is a valuable purchase, and it's something that will last them year after year. Finally, we see a new opportunity with this Outlander L. It will increase the sales for BRP, well, because it will be attracting this new market and entering this new market. It will also enable us to diversify the Can-Am offerings by offering a new service, a new market to a new target, and appeal to this new target that we really are trying to attract.
So let's talk about this new target that we're trying to attract. Meet Yannick. He is 36 years old. He currently is in a management position, and he's making about $85,000 a year. He's what we'd like to label a man's man, in that he likes his steaks raw, he enjoys sports, he loves the outdoors, and he's a gamer. Now, for Yannick, his shopping habits are that of looking for two specific things. He wants things that are reliable, that will last, and he wants smart buys. Basically, he's looking for the best deal, so the most features for the best price. And so his key reasons for purchasing an ATV vehicle or an ATV is, first off, exploration. Secondly, he wants an escape from his present life. And then thirdly, he wants to hang out with his friends. Those who drive the Outlander L tend to do so in more social settings. He also is looking for thrill and tends to have a family since he is in his mid-30s.
Now, customers like Yannick have previously seen the Can-Am vehicles as a bit expensive. In fact, sometimes it's been a problem or a concern in terms of buying the products. They thought even though they were proposed by friends and recommended it, They thought it was too expensive for their budget. They weren't getting the value they were looking for. And so in our marketing, in our pricing strategy, we believe that it is very important to differentiate through a lower pricing strategy to go away from this high pricing perception. Also, we want to gain market shares through units and volume, and through this traction, we believe that word of mouth, people letting their friends try the product, see how it works, see how it's reliable, and really promote the product from themselves, because we believe it is a product that will sell by word of mouth because it is a good product. And finally, it would align with Yannick's want for a good deal. A thing that he can be proud to have purchased, and explain why he bought it at this price, and he got all of these features, and it's really something he looked at on the internet, and he was the one to find the right product, and it was his idea, his decision to buy the Can Outlander L. Now if we go to the next slide, here are the prices that are currently sold by competitors. So the Honda is currently the competitor with the highest price. And to clearly differentiate, we believe that for consumers, what is really important is that the Outlander L be always the second highest price. So we differentiate from this highest price that we are associated with. And so even though we have really much higher markups, and this would decrease the price to dealers we get, and so our profit margins, we believe that selling more units and getting the product on the market is really the most important part of the pricing strategy.
Now, that being said, as my colleague Manuel said, we are lowering the price, so it's very important that we do increase the volume of units sold. And we plan to do this through your ultimate sidekick strategy. Now, we believe that we would like to market the Outlander L as the ultimate sidekick for consumers. Now, what do we really mean by that? Well, when you think sidekick, you think there has to be a hero, and we see the hero as being the consumer. The hero is adventurous, he is outdoorsy, he is important to his family, and he really does want to escape from his normal everyday life. So he is a hero when he's riding his Outlander L, and the Outlander L is his sidekick. His sidekick is reliable, it's trustworthy. The sidekick adds value to the hero, and the sidekick is with you always, much as we believe the Outlander L will be with our hero customers. The sidekick, or the Outlander L, is really the best possible companion. To put it in other words, the Outlander L would be the Robin to the rider's Batman. Now, we really believe that by emphasizing the sidekick and hero juxtaposition, that we will be able to show our future target market that they can be a hero to their friends, to their family. They can be a hero while riding their sidekick, and they can really achieve all of the benefits they would like from their Outlander L. Now, we are going to really emphasize personal sales in our marketing campaign. Our target market believes that they want to make the best possible purchase, and by doing that, in order to do this, they really need to be informed. And we believe that with a high value purchase such as this, the best way to inform consumers is through one-on-one personal sales. So we plan to spend time training a very well-educated sales force. Now, this sales force will be there through the selling process, and we would like them to be wearing t-shirts that say, "Introducing you to your new sidekick," or "Meet your new sidekick." The salespeople, really, if we want to extend this Batman-Robin metaphor, would be the Alfred to your Batman or Robin. They really do show you your gadgets, your new tools, and they introduce you to your new sidekick. So what we want our personal sales team to do is first and foremost educate. This is a superior product to its competitors. It has a superior engine, it has superior fuel efficiency, and we want our consumers to know this. We want them to be aware that when they make this purchase, they truly are getting value added just through the fact that it is a superior vehicle. Second, we want them to convince. This is an expensive purchase, and it's something that does require some convincing in order to get our future consumers to purchase. So we want the salespeople to be there to ask questions, to answer questions, to address concerns, to really ensure our consumers that they are getting the best possible product when they do purchase. And finally, we want them to reassure. With a high-value purchase like this, there could be a need for reassurance. So we want our salespeople to also be there post-purchase, to answer questions, to help with features, to sell add-ons to our consumers, as BRP is very much in the market of add-ons to their vehicles. And so we want our personal sales team to be there every step of the way.
Now, since the most traditional promotion media is TV, and it is still the most prominent media channel for our target market, we believe that it is crucial to do one. And so what basically a TV commercial would be about, it would have a tone that is slightly humorous but also nostalgic. It would have characters such as fathers, sons, friends, all manly figures. It would have a narrative of the hero saves the day. And it would have insights of, I'd like to prove to my other men in my entourage that I am myself, I got the right decision, and finally that I am a male figure that takes the right decisions. And so what the commercial would be, is actually a group of men on their ATVs in the forest. They're driving away. It's a beautiful day. They experience the escape that can provide such vehicles. And then one of the men gets stuck. It could be the father, one of their friends that's a bit cocky. And so he doesn't really want to admit that he's stuck, but his engine just don't do the trick. And so then our hero would actually be there, and because of its sidekick, would be saving the day. And in the end, it would be, well, good job, son. You really stepped it up. You made the right decision. And in the end, it's really the Outlander, your ultimate sidekick, that will make you the hero you should be.
So we've also prepared a mock-up website for you. We believe that in order for our product to be launched, we also want to provide a website that describes exactly what we're trying to push here. We've noticed that this target market cares mostly about the engine, and so that's number one on the tabs on top. Of course, we'll also have tabs that will relay information concerning the features, the models that are available, and also the reviews, because as my colleague Rachel mentioned, word of mouth here is going to be extremely essential. The first thing they see, bam, when they hit the home page is a huge scrolling picture of things like the hero riding his ATV, pulling people out of the mud, maybe using his waterproof storage unit to bring out sandwiches that aren't soaked like the sandwiches of his friends. We're going to be seeing the Outlander's utility belt and the different functionalities right below these images. And then we're going to be seeing a large button right next to that saying, download our app, introducing your sidekick. Now, this app is going to be it's going to consist of two main pages. First off, it's going to be the hero guide. Now, what does the hero guide do? The hero guide is essentially a survival guide. What do you do if XYZ? This is going to be a list of scenarios that you can fall into when you're out in the wilderness with your buddies, with your friends, with your family. Sometimes bad things happen, and sometimes it's great to have a phone that'll teach you what to do. Now, you can click on each of these links and it'll show you exactly where your tools are to help you get out of these situations. On the other hand, if you'd like to know simply what your tools are, even if you're not in these situations, you can flip over to the second part, which is your utility belt. This is going to be extremely useful for the word of mouth, because when your friends say, wow, what a great ATV, you can say, oh yeah, check out this. You flip out your phone and you run them through the specs on your new ATV. And this will help sell your product even further.
Now, how much does this cost? We tried to estimate a budget that would be reasonable but still relevant, since we're introducing a new product in the United States, which is a huge market for us. So by estimating the revenues and the sale revenues in the US that we had in 2011 and 14, which were about 3% of the market shares, we estimated that we got approximately $20 million in sales. And so, assuming a 10% budget for this marketing campaign, that gives us $2 million, about just shy of $2 million to fund this marketing campaign. And so first, through personal selling, which as Rachel mentioned is extremely important in this situation, we would allow $100,000. Now, because the TV commercial is how you get to your product known in the US, we allow more than 50% of our budget to TV commercials. Our website is also something that is extremely important with all of the features and getting our people to download the app, which is another promotional tool. We allow $300,000, and so here is the full split up of our budget. Now, if we look at the projections in terms of the financials, we hope that we could achieve 7% by the end of 2015 and 10% in 2016. These are between optimistic and realistic figures. We believe we could achieve 10%, but our most conservative figure is 7%. And so this is how we could get from 3% to 7% with a successful campaign.
So concerning the implementation, as you can see here, we plan to not actually launch our product until the beginning of spring because we recognize that when the snow melts, that's when most people are looking for things like ATVs. And so we're going to begin by training our sales reps in the first few months of the year, in the winter. At the same time, we'll also be developing our website, and shortly after that, also developing our phone app, which you've seen earlier. Now, the lighter shaded boxes that you see for the phone app and the website indicate areas where we're going to be doing maintenance and checkups on these two things because we do want to keep it current and up to date. Or if somebody discovers another way that they can use one of the utilities, we'll make sure to add that onto the app under the first tab that you saw earlier. As for the TV ads, these will be following mainly around the launch of the product in early spring, but we'll also be doing pulse advertising. And so every other month for the first year, we're going to be running these TV commercials so that nobody forgets about our new sidekick.
Now, before we take you through the key takeaways, we really want to paint a picture in your mind. So imagine that you are the consumer. You are shopping for an ATV. You're looking for something that's reliable. You're looking for something that adds value to your life. And you are looking to be responsible. You're a consumer who may have a young family. You're a consumer who really doesn't want to make a rash purchase and really wants to seem experienced in their purchase. Now, you are also a consumer who is about 36 years old and who is a male. You are a consumer who, in your childhood, you read comic books. You dreamt of being Superman. You dreamt of going on adventures. And you idolized Batman and all of his gadgets and his amazing sidekick, Robin. Now, imagine one more time that you are a consumer and you are going in to make this purchase that is something that's really going to take you out of your everyday, ordinary life. This is something that's going to allow you adventure. It's really going to allow you to go out into the wilderness like you love to do. It's going to allow you to spend time with your family and your friends while also feeling amazing and feeling as though you can have these experiences without necessarily the adrenaline rush or the youthful abandon that you may have had in your younger years. Now, would you not relate this feeling to feeling something like a hero? Something like having this sense of adventure, something like being a hero to maybe your young son or possibly even your father. As my colleague Manuel said, you pull him out of the mud. Your father says, "Son, thank you, you are my hero." This is something that you could really relate to if you were this consumer. Now, what we are selling to you is your sidekick. The Outlander L allows the consumer to be the hero. It is about the consumer, it's not simply about the vehicle. But the Outlander L is really there for you and can be this powerful sidekick. It's reliable, it adds value. It's something that you will have by your side due to its quality for a very long time to come, and that's something that's also very important to our consumers. So we truly believe that through the Your Sidekick campaign, you will be able to market the Outlander L to the best of its possible capacities. Now, just a few key takeaways. We believe that with this campaign, you can market the Outlander L as the ultimate sidekick, thereby appealing to that heroic sensibility inside of all of us. We can appeal to the target market's desire for added value through educating consumers through these personal sales tactics, as well as our website and our app that will be available for consumers. And through all of this, we believe that we will be reasonably able to achieve 7% of market share by the end of 2016. Thank you for listening to our presentation, and we now invite any questions.
Question. When I'm looking at your description of your target consumer, it looks like it's a white collar, high revenues. Within its purchasing motivator, there's nothing including price. So my question to you is, why should I push my entry-level ETVs, the Outlander L, versus, let's say, my higher-end ETVs, which are, yes, more expensive, but when I'm looking at your description of your target consumer, I think those vehicles will probably convey a lot more.
So at the very, very end of our description of our target market, we've noted that he's looking for smart buys. And so there has been given to us a description of two distinct target markets. And the latter one is quite similar in many ways, even in the age range and such. But they're looking for more of the brand and more of the image that it projects of them riding this more upper, higher end product. Whereas we see this consumer group as being more practical per se, more down to earth, looking for the features associated with the most reasonable and attractive price.
Okay. When I'm looking at your thematic Hero Save the Day, it's all about performance, it's all about the experience, the journey, which is really cool. But with that thematic, again, how would you convey our affordability message, which is our #1 purchase barrier?
Well, we believe that the hero saving the day does come into play with the whole adventure aspect of it, but we also believe that our consumer wants to be a hero to those he admires. Now, if our consumer is telling his father or his older brother about his purchase, his father is likely to ask, how much did you pay? Are you getting the best value for this? And we believe that our consumer can be the hero through showing that he knows that he's gotten the best value. He was price conscious and he ensured that all of the rest of his expenses will still be covered while still enjoying this ATV. So we believe that while hero implies this adventurous aspect, it also implies being responsible and being aware of your other responsibilities.
And how that campaign could differentiate ourselves versus the competition? Because I could have a Polaris and I could still be the hero of the day by getting out of the mud. I could have another, I could have a Honda and still be the hero of the day. So how would you differentiate Can-Am from the competition?
Well, we believe that you have the best engine at this price level. So in terms of comparing the trustability and all of the cyclic is that he's reliable. He will never fail Batman, otherwise Batman would fail himself. Therefore, you couldn't have any other vehicles having this promise of reliability of this engine that just never breaks and still have this promotion because we are the only one that can make the statement.
And why will you charge less than Honda? If the product is so good and your campaign thematic will show that we're way better than the competition, why should we price lower than Honda?
Our favorite superheroes are oftentimes extremely humble. And if you think about all of Marvel's top superheroes, we notice this element of humility that exists throughout as a common thread. And so we believe that by positioning ourselves this way, in second place instead of as first in terms of pricing, that it'll really, really appeal to this target market because they are smart buyers. They're not idiots. They're going to see our engine specs compared to those of our competitors, see that we have the better deal for a slightly lower price, and we believe that that's how you're going to bring them in.
I can tell you my CFO is not humble. But another question, I saw your media plan with TV. Yeah. What about online? I haven't seen, other than the website and the app, but I haven't seen anything about Facebook or media placement on online, CNN.com, whatever.
Yeah, that's very, thank you for noting that. We do plan on expanding more into online advertising and Facebook. This is really just the beginning of the promotional plan. This is how we plan to introduce it and to educate our consumers. As we continue on, we do plan on using Facebook, as we know this market is a very large user of Facebook and other online media, and we think that would be a great place to advertise. But this is just the baseline how we plan on launching the product.
Okay.
Except for the 7% market share by 2016, what would be your measure of success for that market? What would you use?
Well, since it is a new product, and we could evaluate it in terms of brand awareness. Does the new product is known, please? So we could figure out what are the problems in terms of consideration at the purchase decision point. Is there something else that's blocking? So going through the metrics of how is the product getting known through the US, we could try to evaluate the performance of the campaign, and otherwise than just market shares, we would expect certain awareness levels and consideration.
The answers are now over.